Hello everyone. It is a new month, so of course we have a new list of amazing books coming out. Putting the list together this month made me laugh a little bit, I have to admit, because I feel like this month's list really shows the eclectic taste I have in books. Let me know in the comments what was the last book you read that was out of your norm or usual genre. But now on to this month's fabulous book recommendations to add to your TBR. First is Wild Spaces by S.L. Coney. This debut is a mix of horror, coming of age, and family drama, all stemming from such a simple change of life, a grandfather coming to stay. An 11-year-old boy lives an idyllic childhood exploring the remote coastal plains and wetlands of South Carolina, but when the boy's eerie and estranged grandfather shows up, hidden secrets resurface that his parents refuse to explain. The longer his grandfather outstays his welcome, the more the boy feels something within him changing, physically, into something his grandfather welcomes and his mother fears, something abysmal, something monstrous. I'm so intrigued to see how this author balances the norm and idyllic with the drama and horror of something terribly awry. I can already tell this is going to be one that I won't be reading before bed. This came out on the 1st, so if you are just as intrigued as I am, you can already check it out now. Next is Forged in Blood by Ehigbor Okosun. As you all know, I am a huge fan of epic fantasy, and so I'm always on the lookout for someone who can bring a new angle to the genre. Forged by Blood is just what the doctor ordered for this. This epic fantasy debut is the first book in a duology inspired by Nigerian mythology, where a young woman fights to survive a tyrannical society and seeks vengeance for her mother's murder and the murder of her people. In the midst of a tyrannical regime and political invasion, Demi just wants to survive, to avoid the suspicion of the non-magical ages who occupy her ancestral homeland, to escape the king's brutal genocide of her people, and to live peacefully with her mother while learning to control the terrifying blood magic that is her birthright. But when Demi's misplaced trust costs her mother her life, survival gives way to vengeance. The plan to kidnap the Ajay prince, Jonas, and bargain with his life to save the remaining Aluso. But the way is dangerous. Demi's magic is growing and yet still uncertain, and it's not clear if she can trust those that are at her side. A mix of magic, politics, revenge, and romance, this book sounds amazing. I'm so excited for it to come out on the 8th. Next is a cozy mystery called Bored to Death. Back in his hometown of Sugar House, running his family's board game shop cafe, Ben Rosencrantz just can't seem to get his life to pass go, much less collect $200. Once he was a happily married English professor in Seattle, now he's a divorced caregiver looking after his ill father, a chihuahua named Beans, while still figuring out the rules of retail management and flirting with the flower shop owner, Ezra McCallson. When a local game collector named Clive offers Ben a too-good-to-be-true deal, Ben is hesitant and turns him down, only to have Clive turn up dead at Ben's front door with a backpack full of $100 bills. Now Ben is the #1 suspect in Clive's death, and unless he and Ezra can prove his innocence and find the real killer, he'll go to jail for murder, and no amount of double dice rolls will set him free. How cute and intriguing does that sound? This adorable, cozy mystery romance will release on August 22nd. Finally is Free Me, the last book in Ashley Rostek's thriller romance series. On the cusp of the height of the Why Choose genre popularity, Ashley Rostek came out with her first book, Find Me. This boomed seemingly overnight because it combined so many of the subgenres that romance readers, including me, love. It has the strong romance, it is the Why Choose, which means the main character will end up with multiple love interests, and it is contemporary romantic suspense. But what makes this different is it isn't your typical romantic suspense. It's more like your quintessential teen horror movie, like Prom Night or Scream. The main character is on the run from an obsessed serial killer, one that murdered her whole family. And as the only survivor, she is his final hunt. But now she has a new family to protect, and she'll do anything to make sure they don't end up like the last. This is book 4, and I am so excited to see how this series ends, and it comes out on August 31st. And those are my top picks for August. What are you reading? Anything else I should add to my list? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, it really helps the channel, and until next week, keep reading.